हारिस रऊफ़ की भी कोशिश की थी इसीलिए कि हमारे पास हारिस रऊफ़ जैसा बॉलर अपने स्क्वाड में हो कि जो हमें थोड़ी पेस प्रोवाइड कर दे। अनफॉर्चुनेटली नसीम इंजर्ड था, अभी तक पढ़ी नहीं सुनी नहीं, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली उनका अपना ओपिनियन है, उसको आप रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं। देखें, पेस इम्पॉर्टेंट होती है, लेकिन इस तरीके से हम जब लास्ट टूर पे आए थे 2019 में, तो हम नसीम शाह को भी लाए थे, मूसा को भी लाए थे, उधर पेस था बट वो एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था। अच्छी चीज़ ये थी, जिस तरीके से मैंने पहले सवाल पे कहा कि दो लोग खेले जो पाकिस्तान के लिए कंसिस्टेंटली डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट खेलते रहे ओवर द लास्ट 3 ईयर्स, आमिर जमाल और खुर्रम शहजाद। उनकी परफॉर्मेंस काफ़ी बेहतर थी। एक वक्त लग रहा था जब हमने उस्मान ख्वाजा का वो जब आउट दिया था, ऑब्वियसली वो रिव्यू ओवरटर्न हो गया, उस वक्त तक 15 विकटें ले ली थी और एक अच्छा चांस होता उधर 20 विकटें लेने का। पेस की जहाँ तक बात की, हमने हारिस रऊफ़ की भी कोशिश की थी इसीलिए कि हमारे पास हारिस रऊफ़ जैसा बॉलर अपने स्क्वाड में हो कि जो हमें थोड़ी पेस प्रोवाइड कर दे। अनफॉर्चुनेटली नसीम इंजर्ड था। शाहीन अपने रिदम में हम बिलीव करते हैं, वो जब बॉलिंग कर रहा होता है ही इज़ अप देयर इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेस। ये चीज़ें, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ये चीज़ें आप कलेक्टिवली देखते हैं कि किस तरीके से आपकी टीम का कॉम्बिनेशन बनता है, क्या बनता है। लेकिन रेड बॉल क्रिकेट में अभी हमारे लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि कौन लोग रेड बॉल क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं रेगुलरली डोमेस्टिकली, किन लोगों की परफॉर्मेंसेज हैं। और आई थिंक इस सिलेक्शन में भी जैसे हमने 12 का स्क्वाड अनाउंस किया, इसमें मीर हमज़ा भी हैं जिन्होंने काफ़ी रेड बॉल क्रिकेट खेली है, काफ़ी आउट किए हैं। हसन अली की टेस्ट क्रिकेट में पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत परफॉर्मेंसेज हैं, पिछले 2 साल से वो काउंटी क्रिकेट रेड बॉल खेल रहे हैं। तो इस वक्त हमें एक आप कह सकते हैं कि एक ट्रांजिशनल प्रोसेस है, जिसमें आप कुछ चीज़ें ढूंढ भी रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से हम 20 आउट कर सकते हैं, चाहे वो हमें पेस से चाहिए, चाहे वो हमें एक्यूरेसी से चाहिए। क्योंकि देखें, एंड में आपने 20 विकटें लेनी है, आप 150 पे बॉल कर लें, वो आई डोंट थिंक इतना मैटर करता है। जब 20 विकटें लेंगे तब हम मैचेस जीतेंगे। देखें, जो मैंने बोला कि उसमें स्टार्ट जो था, उसमें आई थिंक ओपनर्स ने बहुत अच्छा खेला। जब आप 100-110 ओवर्स फील्डिंग करते हैं, 400 रन्स का डेफिसिट होता है, दूसरी टीम फ्रेश होती है, तो और कंडीशंस हमने देखी थी पर्थ में कैसी थी, तो उधर एक अच्छा स्टार्ट था कि ओपनर्स ने जाके न्यू बॉल को वो किया। लेकिन जैसे हमने बात की, हमारा एक टीम टारगेट है, एक टीम गोल है। अगर हमारी टीम 100 ओवर्स खेल रही है तो हमें वो मार्जिन थोड़ा सा बेहतर करना होगा। आई थिंक ये एक इम्प्रूवमेंट है जो हमें करनी होगी। और हम तनकीद को नहीं देखते, हम इसको ऑनेस्टली अपने अंदर अपने आप को रखते हुए देखते हैं कि हमारी क्या मिस्टेक थी। और आप ये ज़रूर कह सकते हैं कि आजकल की जो टेस्ट क्रिकेट है उसमें आपको थोड़ा सा तेज़ खेलना पड़ेगा। थोड़ा सा आप तेज़ खेलेंगे तब वो जो डेफिसिट है वो कम होगा, या आपको मार्जिन मिलेगा मैचेस जीतने का। तो ये एक चीज़ है जिस पे हम गौर कर रहे हैं इम्प्रूवमेंट की।
Shan, so the main headline there is obviously Rizwan replaced Sarfraz. Why did you reach that conclusion?
I think there's a lot of thinking behind it. Firstly, I'd like to go back to why we played Sarfaraz. I think we wanted to set a precedent where we wanted to reward people that have been playing red ball consistently in domestic cricket over the last few years. You saw that with the selection of Khurram Shahzad and Aamer Jamal, even though I think a lot of people felt that it was quite risky putting 2 debutants out there. But I thought that they handled themselves well, and we have to give them credit that their first outing against Australia, and Australia was quite decent. So the reason of playing Sarfaraz was pretty much the same. I know people go back to stats, and Rizwan averages very well in Sana. Firstly, there's no competition between the two. They're equally important to the team. Whatever competition we feel there's healthy competition. We know what Rizwan has done, but we gave Sarfaraz the benefit because he averaged 56.5 when he came to Australia in the last tour in 2016. Yes, that's been quite a while, but he's also played red ball consistently in the Qaeda-e-Azam Trophy for the last few years. Rizwan just came from the World Cup, a lot of white ball cricket, so we felt that he needed some more time, and he also had a gap in Test cricket where when Sarfaraz took over from him during the New Zealand series, Sarfaraz had an outstanding performance there, and Rizwan really hadn't played a lot of Test cricket or red ball cricket. Let's put it to red ball cricket, because we don't really play enough Test cricket all over the year. So there was some method to it. So we thought that we would go with Safi in terms of he's been there, he's played more red ball cricket. Karachi had a very good season where he scored a lot of runs. He was the MVP of the tournament. and that allowed us some time to get a player like Rizwan into shape. For me, if I had it my way or if we had it our way, we'd ideally like both to play, but that's not possible. But now we think that Rizwan is ready, and we can give Saifi that little bit of break to sort of recoup, come back, and again more of a tactical decision in terms of the conditions and what we can get best out of each player in those conditions. Look, I wouldn't think that one change would have changed the whole course of the game. I think if we're being honest in terms of honestly assessing the game, I thought we lost the game in the first 2 days. They batted very well. They batted at 4.5 runs and over, and then when we batted around 2.6, 2.7, and they got the 10 wickets in that time, whereas we took a longer time and conceded a lot of runs to get those 10 wickets. So for us, it was the team as a whole. I don't think one person can sort of change the course of a match. For us, this decision is tactical, looking at the conditions, and obviously giving the best possible opportunity to any player that has played red ball consistently, and that's what we want to do going forwards, because I feel a lot of the times that we don't play enough test matches in 1 year, and we're playing 5 this year. We played how many? 6 this year, and we're scheduled to play what, 5 this year. The Quaid-e-Azam Trophy is the only red ball tournament that sort of, yes, we've got the departmental cricket coming back again, but the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy has been the only other red ball cricket for most of the players. So we want players that play red ball consistently, and we also have to look at what's best tactically. So now we're making that tactical decision.
Over the past 3 days, we haven't really seen too much of what you're up to, because the tour game was behind closed doors. Yesterday was a rest day. Today, because of the rain, you only trained indoors. Do you feel there's been the preparation for the NCG has been good enough now?
I think we wanted to break away a bit from the traditional sort of schedule that surrounds the Boxing Day Test match. I thought 5 sessions of practice would have been very monotonous. So the team management floated an idea that we'll play a 2-day practice game. We also had a squad of 18. Yes, it's been trimmed down. Unfortunately, that was the only downside of the match, that we've had a squad of 18, 19 including when Sajid joined the squad. That's been trimmed down quite a lot, significantly. So that didn't really give us that sort of way of testing each and every one of those players out in those two-day game. We had to restrict it to 13 and 14 places. But the whole method was that we'll go to the ground, we'll spend when you spend 8 to 10 hours at the ground, you get a bit of a feel that you would get in a test match, and just make the practice more intensive, whereas if you're in the nets, there are no consequences, it can get very monotonous. So everything was a bit specific towards match preparation. We weren't looking at the conditions, it was more how can we sync ourselves to play a test match again, because an 8-day gap is quite a lot.